What's going on, guys? Today we are starting a new series. I'm calling it Community Spotlight. And this is where we highlight different businesses within our community who are serving people really, really well. And today's guest is a friend, a mentor, an accountability partner. He's just an all-around great person to know. He also happens to be the founder of Fort Safety, which is an online organization that advocates for the safety of families and communities online, right? So you guys know how passionate I am about home ownership and getting you guys into a home, but I'm also passionate about helping the home become a safe place for families. Whether you have children or you don't have children, I think that people should at least be aware of the dangers that are online. And that is exactly why I brought my guy, John Winstanley, into the spotlight today. John, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Thanks for having me. This is
No
awesome.
problem, man. No problem, no problem. Glad we finally got to do this. We've been talking about it for a while.
Yes, we have. So it's all about, it's just time just flies by, doesn't it, when you're having fun?
It does. It does. You get wrapped up in everything going on, and before you know it, you're at the end of the year. Looking
Right.
right? Looking to start the new.
I didn't want your audience to feel like if they watch this in July, I don't want them to think that I wear these kind of obnoxious Christmas sweaters all the time. So let's point out that it is a couple days before Christmas when we're recording this. So
Yeah, bro. You letting them know what time it is
Yeah.
with that sweater, and you got the fireplace going in the back.
yeah,
Looking
absolutely. So cool.
That's awesome. Do you want to tell them a little bit about who you are and the company and how you guys got started?
Yeah. In full disclosure, Tarick, my friend, as he says, is also part of our team. He's the guiding light. He's somewhat my boss on the board of directors. So we've known each other a long time, and I couldn't do it without him. But today we're talking about Fort Safety. Fort Safety is a nonprofit based right here in Georgia that I was privileged to start in 2017. I never started anything before. I'm actually a civil engineer. Can I say that word? A civil engineer by training. But through various life occurrences, primarily seeing our kids and marriages and just relationships suffer because of what's going on online, what's going on behind those screens, and finding out that nobody was doing anything about it. Nobody. And in fact, to this day, in 2021, there are only 3 nonprofits in the United States of America that are handling this. Now, there are other companies, but nonprofit space is very, 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 very few of us. And
Wow.
yet, I don't understand that because we're all in that space. I don't care what you're probably listening to us right now on one of those little devices. You're probably multitasking and playing games on one of those devices right now. I don't know. So we're all in that space. So a couple years ago, I lost a daughter to a disease, but my daughter inspired in me a fight. And I couldn't let these people around me suffer in silence. So I decided to start Fort Safety as a nonprofit that's hyper-focused on helping people, shining a light on what we do, see, and feel online. And we do that primarily through giving folks tools and tips and tricks and internet safety hacks on our website, fortsafety.com, and on social media at Fort Safety. Yeah, shout out to all my peeps out there on social media land. But also our primary, we love giving in-person or virtual workshops for parents, educators, nonprofit organizations or churches who just want to learn how to stay safe online. You mentioned home ownership and how that's just a big, almost like a legacy changer.
Right.
But there's a statistic tied to homeowners. Our kids, if they're exposed, it's not if, it's when they're exposed to extreme content, albeit, pornography or hate speech or anything like that. When they're exposed to that, they're at home doing homework. 85% of the time, our kids are exposed to violent, disturbing, sexual, violent content when they're at home doing homework. And parents out there listening to this, you probably told your kids, this is our home. This is a safe place. In this place, we can talk. In this place, we can feel safe. And my heart, Tarick, is just torn apart by the fact that in that place, our kids see stuff, hear stuff that hurts. It changes their legacy. It affects their hearts, their perspective of themselves. And our goal at Fort Safety is every home can be a safe phone zone. Say that twice, 3 times. That's a mouth twister right there.
Safe phones. I couldn't even say it once.
Yeah. Every home can be a safe phone zone.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
And parents, I bet you right now, everyone listening to this is throwing up their hands going, John, stop. I'm not an IT guy. I don't know what VPN stands for. I don't know what the MAC address of my devices are. And I say, it's okay. We say it's okay. You and I are not tech people, but we are parents. So Fort Safety is unique in that we provide internet safety advice for parents, by parents. To give you hope. Well, if those folks can do it, so can I. And it's not about knowing the VPNs and the MAC addresses. There are millions of YouTube videos out there that will show you how to do that. But the primary way to keep our kids safe is to keep the communication lines open. There are just practical human intrinsic habits that we can learn as parents to keep our kids safe online. Now, you've got 2 little ones yourself. Does that resonate with you, or what do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's a perfect segue to what my next question was going.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I've got 2 daughters, or we've got 2 daughters, 10 and 4, right? Olivia is 10. She's at the age now where she's starting to, be more curious about devices and wanting to. We bought her an iPod, locked it down, made sure that she can't do certain things on there. But what are some practical tips that you would give? It doesn't have to be, an extensive list, but just off the top of your head, to a parent who is looking to get their child a device. What are some practical tips you would give them just to start off in regards to making sure that they're safe on these devices?
Right. I mean, this is perfect time, right? I mean, Santa Claus is coming. He's probably got half of the Best Buy on his back, putting those little new devices around the tree. What parents need to understand is there's no perfect one silver bullet solution to internet safety. Right. It's very frustrating. We're changing this, but it's going to take time. But right now, it shouldn't be this hard to keep your kids safe online. And I think with the Facebook whistleblower event and I think right now we're in a change. I think we're in a flux, a change. Things are getting better. I just noticed on YouTube last week, if it's a blocked, if it's a restricted mode, they've started fuzzying out the videos, which wasn't the case, even though it used to be and this is unbelievable, but it's the God honest truth. If it was in restricted mode, even if the video was naughty, you could still see a 2-3 second clip of those videos. Well, now they've changed it. So I think they're finally waking up, but sadly it's going to take them a while. Internet safety is it's got a lot of holes, a lot of workarounds. So it's about layering. So think of it this way. Think of you have leaks in your roof, but all you've got to work with are 2 tarps with a bunch of holes in them. So you put one tarp down and then you put the second tarp down, hoping that works, because the chances are that the first tarp has a hole where the second tarp is very low. So it's about layering. You know, it's about not just using one method, but multiple levels of layering. So the first level for anybody, as soon as you get iPhone or an Android, is go ahead and install screen time and family sharing on there for the Apple folks, and Family Link for the Android folks. That's just the bare minimum level there. Have you got any experience with those two on your the iPhones and stuff you use?
Yeah. So we're an iPhone house, no Androids here.
Right. It's okay.
But yeah. So
God still loves you. It's okay.
But anyway, yeah, we've got iPhones here, and one of the cool things that you can do on the iPhone is disable the App Store, right? So that my daughter doesn't have access to any of those crazy apps that are out there that can expose her to certain things that she shouldn't be exposed to. Also, we've downloaded a program called Covenant Eyes on our devices as well, which monitors what each device in the house is looking at. So that's another thing that we've put in place. But ultimately, here's what I feel, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the ultimate thing to have is that open line of communication with your kids, because we could put all of these things up, but it still doesn't prevent them from going to school and being shown something that they're not supposed to be. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, totally.
So, yeah. So I feel like the goal as parents should be to make sure that your child, or do the best job you can, right? To have your child come to you when they do experience something like that, instead of putting it in the back of their mind and, trying to act like they never saw that.
Right. And that's another differentiator for Fort Safety's alert program that we do. We're creating a family-centric internet safety plan, not a kid-centric. A lot of times, all the other programs out there that I'm aware of, you put the filters on the kid, you put the restrictions on the kid, you put the tech timeouts on the kid, and the kid's sitting there, what do I do? What did I do? They feel criminalized, absolutely criminalized and excluded. So why they don't have access to everything on the phone, they're watching their parents play Candy Crush and whatever, and it just creates this emotional friction and tension and drama within the family that no family can live up to. And after a while, it breaks down. You're right. That kid or children will just go to somebody else or find a way to hack it, something like that. And it just cause all kinds of creation. So what we do is we tell parents, don't make your kid feel criminalized. Internet safety is about the whole family. The kids knows what's on the parents' phones. The parents knows what's on the kids' phones. The kid knows what's on grandpa's phone. Mom knows what's on dad's phone. Dad knows what's on mom's phone. Everyone knows everybody. So you tell your kid, and this is the great moment. You said, look, honey, what's out there on the internet is bad for mom and dad and I. Really, it's bad for us too. So we're going to put this stuff on our phones too.
Right.
And we're going to hold each other accountable. And it opens up this discussion. And I get a little bit of kickback on that, but it's the right thing to do.
No, I really love that, because what you're doing is like facilitating a culture in your household of transparency,
Accountability. Yeah.
accountability. Yeah, I
I mean,
love that.
our kids want to grow up so fast anyway. It's like,
Right.
well, there you go. Mom's playing Candy Crush 7 hours a day. Hold mom accountable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I also, the other thing I get is the parents that go, John, I love what you guys are doing. Fort safety rocks. You got some awesome tips, tricks, and internet safety hacks. But I don't have to worry about it because I'm not going to let my daughter have social media or a phone till they're 50.
35.
15. Yeah. And they wash their hands of it. It's like, done.
Yeah.
Well, I want to point out that another reason, I started Fort Safety was my 9-year-old son, 10, 13, 14 years ago, was exposed to pornography on a school bus by another student. And I think you just mentioned it too. You can move your kids to Wyoming and build a cinder block wall around them, but some other kid's still going to show them stuff. So even if you're not going to give them a phone, you still have to warn them about cyberbullying and diet ideation and body image and predators and pornography, because other kids have that and will show it to your families. And the other thing is, I hear that I don't have to worry about that till they're in high school. Well, you and I know we just gave a presentation to fourth grade parents. So and we send every time Fort Safety does a presentation, we send out a little questionnaire ahead of time so we can use our time correctly. And I found out that 70% of those fourth grade parents were struggling with gaming problems.
Okay.
10% of them were already dealing with sexting. 20% of them were already dealing with pornography. Remember, fourth grade, people.
That's my daughter. That's my daughter in fourth grade. That's crazy, man.
30% of them were dealing with bullying. So,
wow.
So parents, the big wake-up call is our kids are growing up so much faster than we did in our generation, and it's primarily because of the content and what they're seeing on their phones and through the media and stuff like that. So who do you want them getting information from? Do you want it to get from Mr. Google or from you?
Right.
And our stance at Fort Safety is parents, it's got to be you. Yes, it's an uncomfortable conversation, and that's part of our workshop. We teach you how to have those difficult discussions with any age, starting at 4 or 5 years old and higher than that. One of the items that we're trying to raise money for via donation at fortsafety.com is our PayPal link. But we're trying to raise money to write a elementary school curriculum. We want to hire some educators to team up with our team and create an elementary school internet safety curriculum that can be downloaded and used in the classroom, because we got first graders walking around with iPhones with absolutely no filters on them, and it's horrendous. So that's one of our initiatives that we're putting together right now.
That's awesome. So how far out from that are you?
Well, end of year. So I'm on social media, and I'm about to send an email request out to all our Fort Safety Nation to raise money for that. But
That's
we've got a couple other things, like we've got this internet secret book that we're working on.
Oh yeah,
we're hoping
looking forward to that.
Yeah, we talked about that. I'll talk about that in a second, but I would love to launch that curriculum next fall. I think would be a good target date, because we also have a high school competition going on at the same time. So we'll have the largest school system in the state of Georgia will be, all their high schools will be competing in a competition that's created by Fort Safety. And we'll have great exposure to all those teachers. So that'd be a great time to provide them a copy of that curriculum.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also have, I'm giving anybody that signs up for our monthly $17 a month donation. Again, donation at fortsafety.com is a PayPal link. Will receive a free copy of what we're calling the Little Black Book of Internet Secrets for parents. So parents, you know, all these little secrets that your kids are using to get around all your blocks and filters and programs and screen time settings. Well, we are going to publish a little black book of those secrets for you to level the playing field. And again, if you sign up to donate $17 a month to Fort Safety so that we can continue to protect kids and strengthen families, as soon as we get that published here in the next couple months, you'll receive a free copy of that. I'm kind of taking the playbook from PBS. They always give out free stuff for their pledge drive. So if it works for them, I'm going for it. What do you think? Is that a good marketing plan or what?
Yeah, that's incredible. I think that, wait, you also said that book is going to touch on like the emoji communications and how, right?
Yeah, like a dictionary of, you know, what does eggplant mean, and, you know, what's a peach thing, and all that stuff. But also, that's the incredible thing of artificial intelligence now. The programs that we recommend for kids, and we kind of didn't go went over the first layer, but there's other programs like Bark. For instance, its artificial intelligence can read pictures. So it can read, it knows what eggplant means, and it knows what a peach means and all that stuff. So parents, you don't have to know that stuff since you don't live in that world. But the programs do. That's how complicated it gets. It's no longer just about filtering words, it's about pictures as well. But we recommend that BART platform, since we're talking about that, Tarick. It's, you know, we've talked about the first layer being, you know, the family time, the screen time and all that. The next layer would be some kind of filter, especially for young kids, because kids that young just don't know. They're just randomly clicking on pop-ups. Make $1 million right now. Oh, that sounds great. Click. Oh, that's a pornography site, you know? So what you need, the perfect thing was we'd say, parents, you're with your kids all the time, but that's not realistic.
No, it's not.
You gotta, you know, you gotta get away and do ironing or make dinner or, you know, go on a conference call at work, whatever. So we can't be with our kids 24/7. So you need another helper, and those are filters. So there's something called clean browsing, something called Circle, and there's also a wonderful apparatus called a Griffin router that's incredibly, just plug it into the back of your existing modem. It's got some incredible parental controls, and you don't have to remember these names that I'm giving you. Just go to fortsafety.com resources, and they're all listed right there. Also, we have a internet 24/7 internet safety hotline. You can call and leave a voicemail, and we'll get back to you with. No one else has that out there, so we're really excited about that. But yeah, that's so it's about layering, and you mentioned Covenant Eyes. That will be another layer you add as your kids get older, because that's about accountability rather than just filtering. Filter just like a force shield. Just
making sure that that nothing gets through.
Correct. With young, I tell a story of, you know, my son Kyle, who's 20 years old now. So, but I still remember when he was like little tiny tyke. I was out back, you know, cutting up some trees with a chainsaw, and he was, I think, 10 at the time, 11. So that chainsaw to him was like a lightsaber. So when I offered to let him hold that chainsaw, it was like I was letting him use the lightsaber.
Right.
But it's a dangerous tool, right? I couldn't let my son handle that chainsaw before I explained to him all the dangers of that tool, that it could cut his hand off. And once he knew how to use it, then I backed away. So to put that's what the internet is, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a tool, not a toy. So initially, when our kids are young, we're right there with them, using it and making sure they're staying safe. That's where you filter. But at some point, our kids get to know how to use it, and we feel comfortable, and then hopefully we can then back away. And that's when Covenant Eyes and accountability programs come in, where you basically step back and let them use the internet, and hopefully they do well. And if they don't, you rush back in, correct, and then back away again.
Right.
Because we all need to realize at some point they're going to be out of the house, and you can't filter them the whole life. So they got to be able to fly.
Use it responsibly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And, I hope everyone is hearing that from this conversation, that we're not saying, internet, it's horrible, don't use it.
It's a wonderful tool. It
is. It's just a tool like anything else. You just have to teach your kids as best you can how to use it responsibly once they get to that age.
Yeah.
But I did want to ask you, just in regards to Fort Safety, one final thing. Can you give us a story of a time where Fort Safety was able to step in and, help somebody out when they were dealing with something in regards to, being unsafe online?
Yeah. This is kind of a preview. I just told all our donors and email list. And by the way, you can go to our website and sign up for our newsletter, and you'll be one of the growing number of cyber savvy, internet safety, Fort Safety Nation parent. But the story that stuck out is a couple of years ago, we were at a community event, and a young man in his 20s approached our table, told us that he was a writer. And I was like, wow, great, we need writers. Would you like to be a blogger on our website? All this other stuff. And he had a little hesitation in his demeanor. And I was like, well, what's wrong? And he looked down the floor, and then he looked up at me, and he said, Mr. Winstanley, when I was 13, I saw someone commit suicide on my phone. It was a social media feed and stuff like that. Yeah. And I could really tell, you get that feeling when someone just told you something that they've been hanging on to for a long time. And I was like, wow, I needed time to absorb that, right? So I kind of made small talk for a while. I mean, I asked him, did you ever tell anybody about that? And he said, no, I didn't. And I said, so for the last 8, 9, 10 years, you've been trying to internally fix yourself, deal with that trauma by yourself. And he goes, yeah. And just because some guy walks up to you, talks about Fort Safety and helping people online, you shared that story with me. And he goes, yeah, basically. And he said, thank you. And that's not the only story, Terry. You know that from the board of directors. No matter where we go, if it's adults or kids, we keep hearing these stories of these hidden burdens. That's what they are. They're these burdens, these flashbulb memories. Flashbulb memories, like see a car wreck or something that sticks with you. And I think that's what's going on with our kids. They see some violence or something adult related on their phones. It's like a flashbulb memory, and it sticks with them the rest of their lives. And we need to, as parents, getting back to your point, we need to keep an open line of communication, even if it makes us feel uncomfortable. We always ask our kids, how is your heart? That's just open-ended question. Don't ask them how their school was today, because they're ready for that one. Nothing.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Wasn't so good.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
it.
Nothing to see here. Keep walking away. But
what did you learn today? Nothing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Open-ended questions. How is your heart today? Did you hear something bad? Did you feel something bad? What makes you come alive? If you could fix one thing in the world, what would it be? Just, our kids are so smart.
They are.
Again, remember, don't look at our kids through parent eyes. Don't think all our kids are always going to be yay tall, right? Little knee biters.
Right.
They're growing up in a world with stuff out there that they, without giving them tools, are not prepared to handle. And that's where Fort Safety wants to partner with you, parents and educators, and give you the tools to help the kids in your care. That's our mission.
Yeah. And you know what, John, what you're doing is so needed, man. Me personally, I was exposed to pornography when I was 9, right? Never told anybody about that, right? It was this secret that lived on, until I reached adulthood and I realized, okay, like, I should probably talk to someone about that, because at that age, being exposed to something like that is not healthy, right? So my heart goes out to these kids now who have even more access, right? And have been exposed to even more than I was. And it's coming at a faster rate. And it's like, they don't know the necessary resources or who to go to, or, you know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that you're putting something in place, you're doing something, right? And I think you're just a testament to the fact that you don't have to be famous to make an impact, right? You guys are working in the community right now and making a difference, and we appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. And in our values, we have written, it's not about thousands, it's one heart at a time.
Right.
If we're helping, if that one heart, that young man, that's a heart right there. We were able to change his legacy. He was in a pit, and we gave him light. So mission accomplished. And I don't want to say on to the next one, because that makes it feel like it's, like a number.
You're cranking them out.
If all we did was save that guy, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So every other person, a young lady who's being bullied, we're giving her hope. We're kicking her step. That's another heart saved. Someone who, they're just doesn't feel good about themselves because, what they've seen on Instagram, too many filters and stuff like that. That's what gives me a giddy up in my step. So thank you for letting me come in here and hopefully tag some more hearts, get some more help, and have some more people join the ever-growing cyber savvy internet safety parent nation.
Yeah, man, we're definitely gonna help plug you in. Tell people where the best places are that they can find you.
Okay, so as you know, we've just launched the new website, so fortsafety.com. So FORT safety SAFETY.com. It's not 100% up. We do have In the Fortress, which are some just couple-minute, really fast-hitting internet safety tips for you to check out. We also have the Internet Safety Hotline. If you want to ask me some questions, you can schedule some time on there with me. There's a calendar there. Coming soon is our Rapid Internet Safety Kits. risk where you're going to be able to download something for you can tag right on your refrigerator, internet safety tips for gaming, screen time, and all the big internet safety issues. You can download them for free right there. And also we'll be able to provide you with a webinar that I'm currently working on, totally free, that's going to up your level, that will make you not want to throw all your technology in the creek. That's the goal of that webinar. So so thank you. And of course, social media at Fort Safety, no matter what. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, at Fort Safety. And we're not just asking for, but while I'm talking, I'm not just asking for monetary donations. We're also looking for folks to join our team. We've got partner with us. We got need for speakers. We got folks. We need, like I was telling about the curriculum. If any of this, what we've just said, gives you a little giddy up in your step, which is what everyone at Fort Safety has, please reach out to us. We'd love to. We've got all these projects. We'd love to get you involved with.
Awesome. Well, guys, I hope you got a ton of value out of this conversation today. Anything you need in regards to internet safety, John and Fort Safety are pretty much a one-stop shop. There's pretty much no question that you have that they can answer. So please reach out to him if you guys need help with anything, whether it's in regards to your children or even yourselves individually. He can help with that too. So, John, any last words?
My LinkedIn profile says it. If my recommendation for life is find some suffering and go do something about it. If you do that, you'll be happy the rest of your life.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, hope you guys take that away and apply some of the things that you heard today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Any comments, leave them below. John, thank you again for taking the time to share all about what it is that you do and, what's big on your heart. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. This has been awesome.
Thank you.